I want you to understand when you're getting career support versus another type of support. And if you're not getting the type of support that you need to ask for it. And what I've just given you is a tool. That tool is a conversation outline. It's an expectation that you will give unto your mentors and you will use for yourself years down the road when you are mentoring others and somebody comes into you and they say, hey, I'm in a position, I need to actually consider moving on. What do you suggest? In that moment, you know you have at your disposal these career support functions. And I'm going to give you an example of how this manifests in real world. When I was working in industry, I used to work for a company that ran and sold and operated spring break and summer break trips. That's right. That's right. I used to live in Mexico, Acapulco, for about 10 years, 3 months a year for every year for about 10 years, which is a fantastic gig to have, right? At some point along the line, I met my wife, who is now a mother of my children. I love her dearly. We've been together for about 12 years. And we started having conversations about what our life looked like in 10 years or 20 years, just like I did with you. And we decided that within that industry, we had taken our journey as far as it could go. And I was really, really enjoying the benefits of that. Travel, making a six-figure salary, enjoying that really great. And it wasn't fulfilling me any longer. So I went and I joined an MBA program, which is how I actually ended up in Beta Gamma Sigma, ultimately. And I ended up looking at some work by a lady named Kathy Cram. And Kathy Cram is the world's foremost scholar on mentoring. She's down the road from me at Boston University. I was at Suffolk University at the time. Now, Kathy Cram literally wrote the book that everybody cites when they talk about mentoring. In fact, you should look her up. I encourage you to do so. She's an amazing person. So I'm naive and I don't even know what it's like to mentor or be mentored really, but I wanted to study. I wanted to learn how I could help people because I was a former sales director and I found myself trying to coach people up, but it wasn't enough. I found myself talking with people, but it was never enough. So I wanted to be the best mentor and best human being that I could be. So I wanted to go get a PhD, and so I said, well, who better to call than the person who's studying the thing that I want to study? She was the person that I wanted to be like. So now I had no idea that Kathy Cram was world famous, and I just knew she was down the road, so I called her up, and I said, hey, Kathy, I want to get a PhD. I'm an executive at this organization. I'm in my MBA program, and I'm considering a career change. And she says, well, what are you doing on Wednesday? You can come by my office, and we'll have a conversation. Now, here's the lady who almost every professional and every person who writes an academic paper on mentoring cites. And she says, come on by Wednesday. So I scooted over. Oh, my God, yeah, let's do it. And there's Kathy Cram sitting in front of me, telling me with all humility that she was learning as much as I was learning in that conversation. She's giving me guidance about how to accelerate my career and leave my past behind. And then she's telling me that I'm enriching her life as well just by sharing with her why I wanted a mentor and why I wanted to change my career. And ultimately, I left my job, said to my wife, I said, hey, I got something to tell you. And she said, you're going to go get your PhD, aren't you? I said, yeah, I am. I said, but you have to understand what that means. She said, yeah, I know. I want to go get a job. Now, when you go get a PhD, they pay you about $18,000. That's literally not enough to pay your rent. So you have to make great sacrifice in order to become the person that you want to be. And we did that. We did that willfully. And I did that with the support of people along the way, and I've received much love and coaching.